Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go, with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Sioux Falls man is behind bars accused of punching someone in a drive-thru over the weekend.
Police say it happened just before 2 o'clock Saturday morning at a business in central Sioux Falls. The initial report said that there was a man fighting another man in the parking lot.
The victim reported that the suspect that came up to him and punched him in the head approximately 10 times and then began to reach through the open window of the vehicle and saw the man was wearing a watch, the victim was wearing a watch, and then demanded that he give the watch to him. The victim in the case started to slide over to the passenger seat of the vehicle, and at this point the man ripped 2 necklaces off of the victim's neck and then walked away.
Police say when officers arrested the man, they found he was wearing one of the stolen necklaces. 25-year-old Lance Holder is facing a list of charges, including second-degree robbery.
A Bushnell, South Dakota man is heading to prison after pleading guilty to a February crash near Lake Poncet.
Last Tuesday, a judge sentenced James Edward Crawford III to 2 years behind bars for DUI. The crash happened back on February 22nd at the north end of Lake Poncet.
KELOLAND News captured this video from the scene. A deputy arriving on scene found a pickup with its front end underwater.
Authorities gave the driver a breath test, which said his blood alcohol level was nearly 3 times the legal limit.
South Dakota officials say children across the state will be safer online thanks to a $15 million settlement with the gaming platform Roblox.
Attorney General Marty Jackley says bad actors have been using Roblox chat rooms to exploit children. Part of the money will go to fund South Dakota's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
But Jackley says the money wasn't his primary reason for entering into the agreement.
This is about protecting kids. It's those protections for kids and parents that meant the most to me in signing the settlement agreement. And then it was the law enforcement partnerships. And really secondary to all of that was the monetary settlement.
According to Jackley, Roblox has also agreed to stricter age verification requirements as part of the settlement.
Well, now let's get a check on the weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Summer. Good morning, everybody. Here we go again. Temperatures in the 90s and the 100s today. 100-degree heat in western and central South Dakota. 90s can be expected across eastern KELOLAND. Lighter southerly winds in southeastern South Dakota, 5 to 15 miles per hour, but they do increase to average around 15 to 30 miles per hour, in western South Dakota, and that is where we do have some high fire danger. Western KELOLAND again today. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. It's been a hot start to the week in KELOLAND, and it doesn't look like it's cooling down anytime soon.
But it's not only people struggling with the heat. Your 4-legged friends are also susceptible to heat stroke, some more than others.
Those dogs that have the northern double coats, so like your Huskies, your Great Pyreneeses, they're going to overheat quicker. Also are the dogs that have short faces, so short snouts, the brachycephalic dogs. They cannot breathe as well as other dogs, so they are going to overheat easier than the normal dog.
Signs your dog is experiencing heat stroke are excessive panting, being wobbly, and if their gums turn bright red or pale.
The Sioux Falls Area Humane Society says that if your pet does experience heat stroke, even if you cool them down, it's still smart to take them to the vet to get checked out.
After months of renovations, things are coming together inside the new space for Goodnatured in Sioux Falls.
The alcohol-free special space used to be just east of downtown, but now it's along West 10th Street. New space is bigger, allowing them to offer more things to the community.
However, the mission of being a safe space for everyone to find community is still there.
We're in a really great spot because we got the zoo and Thunder Road, and we're just hoping we can end up being a place where people come along in those spaces. They stop here for a few minutes, they play a game together, and then they go along on their way, or that people find us for their study time.
Among the events happening at Goodnatured are Tuesday karaoke nights, guided painting classes every third Wednesday of the month, and yin yoga every Sunday morning.
The Sioux Falls Airshow Committee is gearing up for the 2026 aviation event to return this weekend. The premier event this year will honor America's rich aviation heritage, military service, and innovation.
The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds will also be in attendance as well, which could inspire the next generation of aviators and servicemen and women.
Their overall mission is what inspires the younger generation to want to fly, join the Air Force or join the Army, any aspect of the military.
The free two-day event will begin Saturday with gates opening at 8:30 a.m.
We provided a link to the Airshow's website with this story on KELOLAND.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another Check Your Weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather picture today. Well, fire danger very high western South Dakota with a continued 100-degree heat in the afternoon, the winds, and of course the low humidity. Be extra careful about this story. That's going to remain in effect. And then of course tomorrow, probably more of this in western South Dakota. All right, bottom line here, forecast for Sioux Falls are going to be topping out the low 90s this afternoon. That sunshine will contribute to all this heat. A lot of sunny skies west to east. You can see the temperature forecast at midday, mid to upper 80s in the east. I do think, like it has been the last few days, our southeastern counties will be a few degrees cooler. And we want to make sure we're upfront about that. 100-degree heat is going to stay in the west for the most part today. But tomorrow, again in the morning, it's going to be pretty mild, upper 60s and low 70s. And then there we go again. A few more hundreds West River. There could be a few clouds that could sneak into the southeast. We'll see what that does on temperatures. But bottom line is the humidity too remains a little higher in the east just simply because of the corn sweat this time of year. Could be a lot higher, but it is enough that it's noticeable for sure. We're at 93 today, Brookings. We're picking up those 90s all the way to Chamberlain, 100s in the west. How about the rain chance? Well, at this point, it's still looking hard to get rain, but I will tell you that the weekend and beyond starts to break this heat down. So as that happens, I think there are some things that we'll need to start watching, some opportunities where some rain could kick in, but it's going to be a process. So we're not going to be fast at putting that in the forecast just yet. Aberdeen, we've got a frontal boundary coming through even as early as Friday. That could knock in a north wind. We'll see if that puts a dent on any temperatures in that window of time. Also, by Monday of next week, there are some of the extended data points trying to push in stronger northwest winds. And if that continues, then we're going to be able to drop those numbers even more by day 7. So we'll give you that to kind of think about. Here in Rapid City, again, it looks like 100-degree heat through Friday. Pretty likely. And then maybe this weekend too. There could be some areas of rain beginning to show up in the Black Hills. We're starting to see some thoughts about that. All right, check out more details. We've got you covered with more information online at KELOLAND.com.